I mean, that's the one thing I will say that just as a football fan, honestly, you and I both didn't have a horse in this race with the Bengals and the Rams. I was rooting for the NFC team just because that's where the Bears are at. But it's good to see. It's good and interesting to see Matt Stafford win a Super Bowl the first year he's away from Detroit. Like somebody in our group said, it makes Detroit look really bad because they had a quarterback capable of winning the Super Bowl on the roster, but couldn't do shit with him, even when they had Megatron. You know, and then he goes to LA first year, boom, ring. Now, obviously, the Rams are, you know, what's the word here? Uh, Personnel wise, obviously they were a little better than Detroit, but still, the fact that Detroit really couldn't even win a game in the playoffs with a Super Bowl caliber quarterback, you know, I mean, obviously Matt Stafford's only 34, so he's not. Well, unless he decides to say "fuck it, I'm done," he's probably not going to be close to retiring anytime soon. He's gonna be have to be looked at as one of the all time greats. Not saying he's in the conversation we had last week about the greatest of all time, but when it comes to your top 10 all time, if he decides to stick around until he's 40.
Top 10 what?
Well, like I said, honestly, we don't know what's going to happen. Sometimes a guy win one Super Bowl, he might say, "Fuck it, I'm done." I don't know what his contract situation is, but let's say if he sticks around till his age 40 season, so 5 more years, or 6 more, whatever, and assuming he's probably going to have at least 4,000 yards in those 6 seasons, that's going to be another 20,000 yards. He's already top 12 all time in yards, passing yards.
Yeah. He's going to be top a lot in a lot of categories.
Mm-hmm.
But he's certified.
As what?
He's certified as, hey, y'all can get off my nuts now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to say that in the show, but winning does cure a certain amount of ills. And so he's not going to get killed, ironically, because he's riding this wave of romanticism based off the Super Bowl win. Motherfuckers are going to forget how erratic he was during his time in Detroit.
I don't know about forgetting. Might get glossed over a little bit because, okay, so yeah, he was. What are they going to say? He had to be.
What they're going to do, because this is just what we do when people win, good, bad, or indifferent. It doesn't even matter if we root for these teams, these players. It's
Mhm.
that, oh, well, you're often remembered for your latest and greatest, and sometimes the memory, the long term memory of the average sports fan has been compromised.
Well, I
You know,
think when it comes to
you
the
know
whole remember the latest and greatest thing, depends on how much great you had.
that's true. But
Because, go ahead.
it's a pretty great moment for him, obviously. And look, no one's legacy has ever been lessened by a championship. Okay, no one's legacy has ever been, oh, that took you down a notch. No, that's not how it works. It only elevates the legacy. It never devolves one.
I almost
So
feel like it depends on what you did before and after that win. Well, because listen, I'll see Matt Stafford has one now. We'll see if he gets any more later. We don't know. But Nick Foles, he's also a Super Bowl winning quarterback, correct? Now, obviously, before that, he had some good flash in the pan moments. What happened after that? That could have been his chance to say, "Hey, you know what? I may have been a backup before, but now I'm going to prove to you why I won the Super Bowl." Didn't do that. Even when he went back to Philly. So yeah, I agree with you. He can always say he won one, but he's gonna. But unfortunately, as in the group, he's always going to be mentioned now at this point as probably probably the worst starting quarterback to ever have won a Super Bowl.
I mean, it just sounds like a weird fucking backhanded compliment. I'm like, yeah, I still won that bitch.
Well, I'm just saying because it always comes up. Like Brad Johnson and Trent Dilfer are always those top two guys. Not anymore. Now it's Nick Foles. So, so yeah.
I feel like that's a Super Bowl commercial in the making. Like Trent Dilfer, uh, Brad Johnson.
Nick Foles,
Nick
Jeff
Foles.
Hostetler, Jim
You know,
McMahon. But yeah,
gross. And man, McMahon put up some fucking numbers in the '86. I don't know what y'all talking
yeah,
about.
1 year. Look at his entire career, bro.
Who cares? He balled out there 1 year.
But
Shit.
but, but
Flacco did the same thing, by the way.
okay, you know what? So, in not to be the go off on a tangent here, but also when we're asking that question about your five worst quarterbacks and to win the Super Bowl, initially I was going to put Flacco. Then I looked at his career. I'm like, okay, I can't put Flacco in there because he's actually done a lot. Not as far as winning championships, obviously, but as far as getting the ball around, he actually was a lot better than a lot of guys I was going to have in consideration, like Doug Williams, no disrespect, Mark Rippon, people like that. It's like, okay, yeah,
Yeah. It's also weird because obviously eras matter.
agreed.
There's a reason that Joe Namath is in the fucking Hall of Fame.
He's another one. Yep. Go ahead.
And he literally has more interceptions than he does fucking touchdowns. Like, it was a different game. I'm not going to apply the same metrics to. I'm not going to apply Peyton Manning metrics to somebody who played in the '60s.
Well, the
That's
'70s. Yeah.
just
Agreed.
dumb.
Agreed.
You feel me?
Agreed.
So for me, it's like, listen, I can't even compare like anybody from the Washington squads that.
Well, these guys played in the '90s though. So, or yeah. So I'm not. Yeah. Now, granted, yeah, I can put them more close to the metric because they were playing in the '90s, which early '90s.
we
It's
didn't
the early
we
'90s
didn't
is still a
even
different
have
game
we
than
didn't
what.
even
Than,
have running back by committee then in the '90s. So
well, so that makes it even worse then. So,
oh my god, you just want to